Hey guys! Okay, real quick, I gotta put some more wood into the fire, so hold on 1 second. If anybody pops in wondering what's going on, just tell them I'll be right back. We are getting close to syrup already. I was not expecting it to be this fast, so I gotta milk this puppy. Alright guys, hey, how you guys doing? Good to see you guys. Alright, so the temperature right now of the maple syrup is 217.4. So I will show you real quick. Actually, let me flip this around. I always forget on my phone. Okay, alright, so there's the current temperature in red. The projected temperature we need is 220.0. Hey Phil, how you doing? Hey Brian. Hey GK. So what I've found is that typically on bright sunny days, which you can't see because of the steam, kind of blue skies. Hey Robert. Hey Uncle Buzz. Hey John. Hey Jason. On bright sunny days like this, typically the temperature needs to be higher for maple syrup. Master Bates said he made some. That's good to hear. You gotta always start somewhere. I mean, we honestly never figured that this would be where we're at. Let me give you a quick showcase. Okay, here's our wood pile. There's actually 2 stacks there. Eric stacked all that this morning. Hey, brown coat. We are cooking down 150 gallons today, so it's a little bit smaller run. But because it was gonna freeze last night, we opted to suck it out and store it in here. This is new this year. This is our steam hood. Now, a lot of commercial units have stainless steel steam hoods that sit right on the top. And it's for efficiency. It pulls steam off faster, it cooks faster, but you lose a lot of the effect of being able to actually get in here and watch it. Hey Meredith, how you doing? So, yeah. So this works pretty good. We've got these lights up here. If we end up cooking into the night, we can still see. Jason wanted me to show you the fans. Let me see if I can see them up in there. I'll have to open the door so you can see the fans. So this was my idea, putting fans in. Look at that. It's just all this steam right out. There you go. How's that? Hey, Steve. Hey, Ford Windsor. Hey, Michael. All right, this is our very sophisticated lashing system. You cannot buy this in the store. There. Hey, Calvin. Yeah, so this is not our first run, guys. I hate to break it to you. This is like our 3rd run. All right, so the way it works with, sorry, I always forget about the whole sunlight thing. With this particular system, it's not a commercial. It's called a hobby hybrid. So it's kind of like you're almost commercial, but not quite. So the first cook that you do, all you're doing is just kind of establishing what's known as gradients. There's 4 compartments in here, which I'll show you in a regular video. You can't see it right now. I can stuff you guys in there, but all you're gonna see is white. So, and it probably will ruin my camera. Ooh, it's got a little rolling in there. Anyway, so there's 4 compartments, and they each have a different color, a different level of cook to them. So the first cook that you do, you're actually not going to get syrup. You're just concentrating everything down and establishing the different compartments in your system. So the second cook we did, which was 2 days ago, we ended up getting 7 gallons of maple syrup out of it, which was our biggest draw ever. It was fantastic. So today I'm expecting anywhere from 3 to 5 gallons. We'll see. Hey, Farmer Out Fanatic. Why is your syrup so light in color? I was expecting more amber. Traditionally with maple syrup, the first couple of cooks are very light. It's based on, oh shoot, someone's gonna call me out on this. Used sugar maple. No, actually, from what I understand is sugar maples and black maples have darker syrup. Traditionally, the reds and silvers will usually yield a lighter colored syrup. And we've actually tested that too. And they do produce a pretty light syrup. I heard this year that everyone's syrup is running really light. The first cook you do of the year typically has lighter syrup. And I think they said it's something with the different minerals in the sap content, the sugar that the tree's producing, stuff like that. Thanks, Farm Fanatic. I got to produce a lot of little tiny syrup containers. I've got a lot of people to send syrup out to this year, and I need to send out a bunch of them. I wish I had, shoot, I don't have any little bottles in, oh my gosh. Okay, real quick, I've been busy yakking, and this thing is like rolling hot today. So here's where we're at, 219.9, and projected temperature was 220. I'm thinking it's gonna be 221. So let me put you guys up here, and I gotta test this real quick, and I'll explain it in just a second. I don't even know where to stick you guys to watch this, sorry. Ew. Okay. I need to get my thing here. 220.05. Well, that would explain a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now that I'm officially done freaking out. Alright, I'll explain that one to you in just a minute. Hold on. Alright, so I'll show you guys this really quick here, and I'll explain what happens. So here's my system. I'm going to set this real quick. I'm going to set it to 220.5. And this thing, you can dial it into 1/10 of a degree. Alright, so what this is an automated draw system. So as soon as the actual temperature, which is in red, hits my green projected temperature in green, I just said green, it will actually open, click that to auto, it'll open this thing right here. This is a little computer, and it will spit maple syrup into my filter right here. So you're gonna notice the filter looks a little brownish. That's because I pre-wetted my filter with some maple sap. actually the maple liquid from the inside there. All right, so real quick, I gotta add some wood and then I will get back to explaining stuff. But this is pretty much how it rolls. They have little bits of downtime and then a lot of fly time. And I lost my glove. I need my other glove. All right, got it. Okay, so I'm not sure how much you're gonna see. Whew. A little low. Whew. Okay, boy, that was a little hairy. I would have showed you, but almost had a disaster. Let me show you. Okay, so interestingly, normally I'm the person that goes through and sets this entire thing up start to finish. I set it up, I get it all rolling, thaw it out, and then sometimes Eric will come in partway through and throw wood in while I go feed the animals. But this time Eric set it up. Hey Michael. Yeah, well, the fire is definitely hot. It's got to be hot. So, we actually use plugs in our pans. Right here. See that? These are little corks. And with this particular system, it doesn't have shutoffs for every compartment. The professional ones, my understanding is they do. And the reason you have a shutoff is to keep all of the sap syrup stuff from remixing together. You want to keep all of your 4 compartments at a separate syrup consistency. That's just the way they operate. You have flat pans or big pots, it's all just mixed together. How much for a gallon shipped to me? I don't actually sell gallons, I can sell you 4 quarts. If you're in the United States, it would probably run you $15 shipping just because it's a flat freight box. So $15 shipping stateside. Overseas, it can be up to $50 depending on the weights. If you need a price quote, you can send me your zip code, city, country, that sort of thing, and I can price it out for you. But yeah. Anyway, so what happened was we always plug our system when we're done cooking. You have to watch it though, because if your fire's still hot, it can actually burn down your maple syrup. And so we're always careful to make sure that, you know, we've got enough liquid in every pan, so if the fire stays hot, it doesn't burn all of that liquid down and not replenish itself. However, since Eric started the system, he didn't pull the plugs out. And this thing's been cooking for like half an hour with those plugs inside. You know what that means? It means it was cooking all of the maple sap down to nothing. Like, it would have burned my pans. We would have been done for the year. If you burn your pans, it fries them, and then you have to throw the entire system out. No joke, it's toast, it's done. That'd be a lot of money down the drain, plus a lot of maple syrup money down the drain. I didn't know he didn't pull them out. So as my system said, hey lady, we're getting up to temperature here. Because this thing was saying 220, and I'm like, holy crap, that's really fast. Well, yeah, sorry. Because it was making maple syrup in this pan with nothing coming in. So that's why I was like running around freaking out trying to pull the plugs, because I can't see inside these pans to know that, oh gee, the plugs are still in there. Eric. Okay. So that's why it is very touchy and you have to be really careful. Now obviously if I didn't have plugs in ever at all, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But it does usually make things easier in the long run. So maple caramel. No, it would have been fried maple. Okay, true story. We actually did fry the pans one year. It was on our last cook. So each time you cooked on your maple syrup, the leftover stuff in the pan stays more concentrated. So, like, if the stuff from your last pan right here is almost maple syrup, this becomes really close to maple syrup, and that one becomes almost maple syrup, and that one's a little less and a little less. You know, because you don't have as much to dilute down. So on one of our last cooks 2 years ago, Eric and I were both out here, and I don't know what we were doing. We were talking about something, and I don't know if our sap had run out or what had happened, but suddenly we look over and the entire thing is like up to here. Like, no joke, it was like rising up like a big lava monster. And it was too late. It had fried all of the maple syrup. We threw water on the fire, dumped water into the pan, everything we could do, it fried it. It took months to scrub all of the crap out of those pans, and I soaked them for a full month with straight vinegar. Yeah, it was bad. So they're better now, but the lesson is that you just never know what's going to happen. This stuff is so volatile. Right now it's calm, it's placid, it's doing its thing, it's cooking, but in 5 minutes from now it could just like decide to explode. I don't think professional systems have that issue quite as much because everything is streamlined to a T, but hey, that's farming for you. Alright, so let me put more wood in. Yeah, he does keep me on my toes. Hey, Spruce Creek, how you doing? Yes, I am still collecting. Pretty much master baits you can collect until you're done, especially if you're doing sugar. The trees will pretty much stop spitting it out, and then you can be done. If you're doing reds or silvers, you want to watch for those buds to open. The GFCI seems to be working fine, Jay. Yeah, you probably wouldn't like our mess of plugs everywhere, though. Alright, let me get this puppy rolling again. So if any of you guys are commenting and you're like upset that I'm not responding to your comment, I totally apologize. I can't really read comments while I'm talking because I don't have a double track mind. I do go back through at the end of the day and read through all of your comments. So, you know, don't feel like I'm ignoring you because I'm not. And plus my comments disappear, so. Okay. Yeah, and all my comments just like disappeared again. And it won't let me. Interesting. Okay. I don't know why I just did that. Usually I can tap on this thing and my messages will pop up, but it's not for some reason. Oh, there they go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, if you're having a rough day, you know, don't feel bad. There's always something crazy happening somewhere. Thanks, Alan. Uncle Fudge, you're so mad. How much sap have we gotten so far? I'm not sure. I'd probably say we have 150 on this one. Then we had 200 on the last one, 500, 650 so far, I'd say. Hey there, J-Dog's place. Spruce Creek, the pump is working great. We had a couple issues with it, but I was trying to get that video done today, but still has a little ways to go. I'm like all petrified now. Yeah, the pump system is working great. Your whole setup was just fantastic. And actually this year I saw a lot of people asking about how to do an automated pump system. The solar, everything is just it's rolling. It's really doing great. It's a great setup you have, and I was glad we're able to make it work for our system this year. Hey, Alex, how you doing? What kind of wood are we using? We're actually cannibals this year. We're using maple wood. And I think some oak. Usually I like to do a mix of hardwood and softwood because I think it cooks a little bit better. But we had a lot of hardwood trees come down with all of our storms. So we've got hard maples and hard oaks. They're all dead, but we're cutting them up. How much syrup? I plan to do a video on that too, but depending on how the season goes, I had projected 50 gallons, which is a crazy amount. But after looking at the projected forecast, it's actually looking closer to 100 gallons, which would be like mind-blowing. Just last year I made 22, and I was so excited about 22 gallons. Making 100 gallons of maple syrup, I don't even know where I would store 100 gallons of maple syrup. I mean, I had my closet filled. So, if you guys are interested in purchasing maple syrup, I do have a link in the description, but you can go to www.zansfarm.com. That's ZANSFARM.com. And you can pre-order maple syrup. I am giving you guys a choice this year of either regular maple syrup or the light stuff that I showed on Instagram and on my Facebook page. So you can always head over there to see what it looks like. It is very light in flavor. I think today is going to be fairly light too, but I'm interested to see how it comes out. Oh, you got 300 gallons, Spruce Creek? You guys are doing pretty good. Hey, Ken, greetings from Moscow. Hey, hon. I gotta get some more wood. Hey, did you know you didn't pull the plugs out of that thing? You could have told me. I almost fried all of the maple syrup. I can't see in there. I assumed that it was boiling, you pulled them out.
It wasn't boiling yet.
It was... Okay, well, a little reminder would have been helpful. You know, if I'm doing it, then I know, okay, watch it, pull the plugs out, but I didn't even give it a thought that you had to pull them out. It like shot up really close to syrup, and I was like, "Ooh, wow, I better test this." And I'm looking in the pan, and I'm feeling it. I'm like, gosh, this doesn't feel like there's much in there. You know how I said you can kind of tell how much is in there just pushing something back and forth? So I looked in the second one, and it's like foaming off. I'm like, oh my gosh, the plugs are probably still in there. Yeah, it was a little hairy. It's probably about the closest to smoking as I've ever gotten. Alright, do I ever sell sap? We've never had a reason to sell sap. If we ended up with more than we can handle, we might look at it. I know there are people, the Amish, they sell sap, or is it they sell maple syrup? The Amish sell bulk maple syrup, don't they? Yeah. No, the light stuff does not have less sugar. It has...
There's two places that want to buy sap, a place in Ada and a place in Myers.
Oh, okay. It has the same amount of sugar. They all maple syrup should be finished off to 67.8 bricks, 67 something bricks. Hey Alice, how you doing? Your dad does a great job with his maple syrup stuff. We enjoyed his videos. I hope you're helping your dad out there collect sap. All maple syrup has the same sugar content. The light stuff just has less potent of a flavor. I guess it's kind of like chocolate. You know, you've got dark chocolate and you've got milk chocolate, and then you've got many different derivatives in between. Maple syrup is exactly the same way. The light stuff is kind of like milk chocolate. Hey, thanks, Farmel Fanatic. Good spruce creek. Where the end of the season run is kind of like dark chocolate. It's chocolate is all good, but sometimes people have a specific taste profile that they like over another. So for me personally, this is the first year I've tasted really light maple syrup, and having been used to the medium to darker stuff, I was kind of disappointed. Some people prefer the lighter stuff, and that's why it's typically more expensive, because there's just a very little bit of it on the market. Most maple syrup is going to be darker. However, with that said, with the invention of reverse osmosis, now anybody can make super light maple syrup, and it doesn't quite have as much flavor. Let's see, how did this stainless tank work out? You have a 300-gallon milk tank. It would have worked great. Yeah, I mean, it's working good so far. I know we may upgrade to a full stainless milk tank down the road. We'll have to see how the inside holds up on this one. As Gord pointed out, some of the welds were kind of a mixed metal. But I mean, as far as the size and the way it's set up, it's working great. Fully great. How many gloves have I lost this week? So far, none. Surprisingly, I haven't lost any. I've got gloves everywhere right now. How long can you keep the sap before you start cooking? Okay, Master Bates. Now, here's the interesting thing. You want to keep your sap cold. A lot of the big producers will cook it down the same day they collect it. I think we've had ours out for sitting for a week. And if you're just using it for your own stuff, it's not a huge deal. The sugar content will go down the longer you hold it, because any tiny little bit of bacteria likes to eat the sugar. And so that also will give you a little bit darker maple syrup in the end run too. It's not a bad thing. Obviously, you cook all that bacteria off, and it can add some good flavor. Like,
You can hold it for
really,
a long time. It's cold.
you can freeze the sap. Yeah, if your sap is frozen, it'll store for quite a while.
40 degrees.
40 degrees, I mean, it'll last, you know, if you keep it at 40 degrees, like a week to 10 days. But obviously, the better you can, sooner you can cook it, the better. Do we allow visitors to the farm to buy syrup? We do on occasion. I just need advance notice, and preferably I wouldn't want you to like drive out of state just to come pick up maple syrup, because that would be a little extreme. We have talked about doing like a maple syrup open house, but it's just really tough because it's so muddy out here during maple syrup season that it just, I don't know how well it would work. Hold on. You want to run a timer on your phone for 7 minutes? I can't use my phone for a timer.
Run the blower off? Huh? What? Try to get less holes in your cold that way. Huh?
Yeah, usually I use my other coat.
Yeah.
Alright, so who wants to be my maple syrup timer? I need somebody to set their timer for like every 7 minutes. Because we put wood in the fire every 7 minutes.
Turn the fan off.
What?
Make sure you turn the fan off.
Okay. I get it.
Huh?
Do I ever talk to myself thinking I'm on camera? Alright, Chris, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's a big dark secret. All women talk to themselves. I thought it was something just having kids, but then I noticed my sister doing it, and she doesn't have any kids yet. So it's just, I don't know. We just always have to keep talking, even if there's nobody there to talk to. So we just talk to ourselves. Hey, thanks, Master Bates. Jason, you going fishing? Hello from Finland. John Warren, I get to Michigan a lot. I don't know where you're located, but I'd be willing to meet to pick it up. Well, I can meet you in town. That wouldn't be a big deal. Tap the few trees. Next more. Yeah, I understand masturbates. You know, I wouldn't be too nervous if you're doing like, you know, if you're just learning how to do it. I wouldn't psych yourself out at all if you're just learning how to cook maple syrup down. The worst thing you can do, honestly, is just burn your maple syrup. And I popped over to SSL Family Dad. He's in Michigan too. He's on the other side of the state. And he does more of the homestead sort of stuff. And they did maple syrup. And he actually fried his entire pan with the maple syrup in it. I don't remember why, but he had a flat pan and he cooked the whole thing down to maple syrup. I don't know how many gallons, like 6 gallons maybe. And he left it in the pan overnight and he thought he had put the fire out. Well, the fire somehow relit itself and it burned everything to a crisp in his pan. So, yeah, that's the worst thing you can do with maple syrup. Anything else, you know, I wouldn't bust yourself up about it. How many gallons? We have 150 today, so it's going to be a short day, which is nice. It gives me time to enjoy the nice weather today. Get some more stuff done. I think we're supposed to have rain next week, so. Oh yeah, it does have a nice smell. Actually, my son was climbing the ladder and he's like, Mom, I want to smell the syrup, because it's blowing out the vents up there. And so he had to stick his head in it for a good 10 minutes smelling it. Hello from Minnesota. Cousin Joe. Yeah, there's no sugar-free maple syrup. I have heard that it doesn't mess with your blood sugar quite as bad as, say, straight sugar would. You could do some research on it and see if diabetics can have real maple syrup. Probably in moderation, I would say, but. All right, I'll show you guys more of this here. No, we didn't get the dampener in the chimney. Good to see you, Michael. So what we have right now is we're cooking at about 37 gallons per hour, which is mind-blowing because I think previously we were cooking at like 20 gallons per hour. So 37 is fantastic. Put an auger in it and use coal. I heard that coal is expensive to buy. Do I ever have trouble selling the maple syrup? I have not yet, but I've never had a great amount to sell. I think if I had a lot to sell, I'd probably try to sell it in town at some of the local businesses. Yeah. You can see it like billowing out back there. And that's the tank. It looks yellow in this picture, but it actually has a slight greenish hue to it. It's kind of interesting because the color of the sap will change as the season progresses, and each tree produces a slightly different color of sap. Some are clear, some are greenish bluish, some are yellowish, some are very yellow. Yeah, it's a nice way to go, you know, cooking down the maple sap. My son was in here earlier screaming for tasting the maple syrup. That's our taster spoon. Yeah, Andrew, I don't think you guys do maple syrup in Australia either. You might do something else for syrup, but I don't think you guys have maple trees. I have shipped maple syrup out to Australia, though. Thanks, Brown Coat. Oh, yeah, yep. Solar panels are great for greenhouse ventilation. Yeah, yep, we get everything working pretty good. Just checking. Pretty sure you can't see anything in there. I lost both my sticks back there. Shoot. I guess I can kind of feel how Hey, Ricky Bobby, how you doing? Have we seen an increase in sap? Well, that's a good question. Hold on. All right. I gotta get over here and get my stick. It fell down. Okay. Honestly, it's hard to say. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to figure out if my pans are at the right level. We're running our pans at about 1.5 inches, or at least they were last time. But it seems like they might be a little low. And I might need to increase my flow up here. I'll show you this. Alright, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Here. We're just gonna open that up to full capacity. And hopefully it will run down in here. This whole thing was frozen before. Okay, yeah. So that's coming out a little bit heavier. So I think I opened it. Maybe I closed it. Huh. Well, that would suck. Did I close it or did I open it? Ugh. I don't know which way is closed and which way is open on this. It looks like that might be open. Maybe not. I don't know. Is it open now? It should be like gushing right now. I don't know. It's very important that you get your levels just right. Yeah, I can see the flues in there, so that's making me a little nervous. I'm gonna turn this blower off quick. So we have a blower fan, and actually you guys can probably see in here quick. Yeah, see how you can see the flues? It's not what I want to see. So, all right, this is hard to, so this was Eric's idea, which is great, but I can't reach it. Okay. Ideally, you have your ball valve in an area where you can hit it real easily, and mine is not accessible too easily. All right, so I'm gonna try and put you in here. Yes, the top is open. We've had that mistake too. See how you can see the flues as I'm dragging this across? That means there's not a whole lot in there. Should be running at about 1.5 inches, like I said, because I haven't adjusted over here at all. So we can push on this, and this, you can hear it slushing in. That should flood the pans a little bit more. So here's our maple syrup pan right here. And then that's the second maple syrup pan. Yeah, thanks, brown coat. See if the lid is actually off on the big tank. I have had a vapor lock before, and that really sucks. You had one job and you messed it up. What was that? Okie dokie. So that's looking better. Something still seems off. It shouldn't be quite that. We also use a ruler. It shows it about 1 inch in there. Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of steam in here. Oh, 7 minutes. Thanks. I think I missed that a little late. Okay. Alrighty. I did turn my blower down too, so. I lost my glove again. Alright, who's got my glove? How did I lose my glove? Like literally, I'm in here and I still lost my glove. Okay. Yeah, I found it. It was actually in the wood pile. So, okie dokie. Yeah, it's really tame right now because I have the blower off. Okay, reset the timer. Now, I'm going to give you guys a treat. I'm actually going to turn the blower on and let you see the difference, alright? So this is like tame fire. Now, hold on. There you go. How you liking that? Who wants a marshmallow? Who wants to be a marshmallow? And you can see the steam comes billowing up again. Just checking this to make sure that it's still drawing pretty good. Yeah, it is a float box. So pretty much as the level drops in the pan, it will allow in. This thing right here floats back and forth. It triggers a valve at the top right here, and it drops and lets more trickle in. See, right now nothing's trickling in because I pretty much flooded the back pan. I added more to the pan than it had in the box. You can cook it super thick, but the problem is it tends to crystallize. Am I at the midpoint in sap collection? I'm not sure. According to the weather forecast, it looks like season will run into the middle of April for us. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. So, it's just nice watching it roll off. Sometimes I take 7-minute naps. Yeah, honestly, you could have started maple season back in January, which would have been perfect. But obviously we weren't ready. But I'm sure there were some people that did start making it. Yeah, you can do maple candy. I've got sap. Actually, not sap. I've got, okay. I have maple syrup set aside for making maple candy with because it was some of our last batch and it was super heavy and super dark. And it was darker than I could really stand for pancakes. So I thought I'm just going to take all of this and turn it into maple candy. Still haven't gotten that far. I need some molds, but yeah, time runs away, you know. How many taps? We have only 100 taps this year. I do not want to be swamped. Right now we're planning cooks every 2 to 3 days, which gives us just enough time to cut more wood. Good to see you, Dave. Yes, Glenn, I have heard that you can make box elder syrup. I'm not sure how much they give off, but I've heard that you can make it because they are related to the maples. I believe. I think so. Hey, Doug. Yeah, sometimes I do make s'mores out here, but unfortunately we have teenagers, so they tend to like find all my hiding places and eat it like in non-s'more form. So boiling it down more does not give a better grade. Typically the less cook time, the better the grade it is. So that's why stuff early in the season a lot of times has a higher grade than stuff later in the season. I tapped the tree a month ago and nothing came out. Maybe it was a maple tree sometimes. I mean, even this year, I still had one tree marked to tap, and I looked at it, I'm like, dang, that's an oak tree, that's not a maple tree. They can look very similar, and it took me 4 years to train my eye to figure out by the bark which was a maple and which was an oak or something else. Yes, the kids eat everything. Everything. Yeah. What happened with those dogs? Are you talking about the dogs that were trespassing, like last year? If you're talking about those dogs, I heard that they came back again this year. One, just one, not the golden one, because he was a sickly old dog, but the black one. And I'm hearing this secondhand from the neighbors because they actually had been feeding him. He'd run all the way up to their house and they were feeding him dog food. So I told him, I said, look, if that dog comes back to your house again, give me a call. I will put a leash on him, put him in the horse stall, and I will call animal control, and they can find him a better home because clearly the owners do not care about him at all. Yeah. Anyway, I better get some more wood here. Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because I heard that they had a litter of coyote pups in their backyard, and they were feeding those and picking them up, supposedly. That's what the youngest one was telling me. Hey, Jake, you been up in Newaygo collecting? We were just up in Newaygo yesterday, and I heard that they're doing pretty good up there too for maple syrup. Authentic tacos. Okay. Hello. We gotta get some more wood in here. I thought that we were gonna get a draw already, but yeah. I'm not sure where Eric went. He was just in here and then he left. I think he gets tired of me talking to myself. There he is. Okay. Hey, Jeffrey. How much is my syrup to buy? I'm doing two different types of syrup. I'm doing the ultralight stuff and I'm doing the regular medium stuff. The medium stuff is selling for $11 a pint online and $20 a quart online. And then the the medium, the ultralight stuff is a little bit more expensive, like by a couple dollars. Yes, the maple syrup is fantastic on blueberry pancakes. Okay, so I have another story for you. You know that I went to the National Farm Machinery Show in Kentucky, and Eric thinks I'm nuts. Yes, you can dry it out and use it as sugar. You can also take maple sugar and turn it back into maple syrup. Thanks, Brown Coat. A lot of times when I travel, I take a little tiny jar of maple syrup with me. No joke, I do, because you know, you have to, you know, it's good. So I didn't do that this year. Yes, you can pre-order 2 quarts. And we went to Big Boy, and I was grumbling to Eric because I ordered some pancakes. I'm like, dang it, I forgot to bring some maple syrup with me. So they bring this little thing of maple syrup. Yes, I believe you can tap birch trees too. And I poured on my pancakes, and like I drizzle maple syrup on my pancakes. Just I don't dump it. Alright? So I'm eating these things, and no joke, it tasted like I'd put water on it. And I was like, what the crap is this? So I poured more on it, and I had to like soak the pancakes, and they still had no flavor. I don't know what it was in the container, but it said, you know, some sort of artificial maple syrup. I was horrified. I'd never had fake maple syrup for like 5 years. Yeah. So those of you suffering with fake maple syrup, you have my sincerest sympathy. But honestly, I would have never thought to buy maple syrup until we started making it. It just didn't occur to me. I didn't know what I was missing out on. Can I throw poop on the ground in people's stalls? What? Oh, Yeah, I heard they actually sell like human-sized turds that you can buy on Amazon and leave it on the toilet. So it looks like they left one on the toilet seat for you. No joke. Oh yeah, it's also good on burgers. There's a lot of stuff I actually put maple syrup on, like burgers are a big one that I love. You just drizzle it on. Oh my gosh, venison burgers, so good. That's all I eat is venison burger. But I've never butchered one of our cows, so I don't know, maybe they taste good too. Maybe I should feed the cows maple syrup before we butcher them, and then I'd have maple syrup beef. I do sometimes put it on my coffee if I run out of sugar, but I did that one year and I went through a lot of maple syrup, and it gives me like a major sugar rush. The other thing you can do too is you can make coffee out of the maple sap. If you have a French press, you put the coffee grounds like you normally do. There goes my door. Hello world. Hold on. Smells good in here. So you have a French press, you put the coffee grounds in, instead of pouring boiling water on it, you pour boiling sap water on it. So good. Delicious. Ostrich burger. I have not tried ostrich burger. Alright. Boy, man, we are not moving up very quick here. I was so sure that you guys were going to get a nice draw off, but maple sap coffee, yeah, that's good. Heck, you guys could go out and tap a tree right now, take that sap, boil it for 5 minutes on the stove, pour it into your coffee. You don't need to add any sugar to it. Alright, I'm gonna grab some more chunks of wood over here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this pretty soon here. And just double check on stuff outside of the cocoon. Yeah, I know, my sophisticated doorknob. I know you are so jealous of it. I will sell it to you for $200 on eBay. I'm joking. So hopefully I'll have the video on the lines running in the backwoods up either today or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. I got it like pretty close to being done, but needs like another hour, I think. It's hard. It is so hard to get stuff edited down because I've got so much footage of all of the maple stuff, and then I get more footage and then I can't figure out what I was doing. Yeah. Editing is tough sometimes. Very time consuming. Just trying to get a handle on what you're going to do with your video. I'm just walking around with a camera. Alright, I'll show you the smoke dying down here. Actually, it's not really dying down. Let's switch it this way. Here. Bird's eye view. Thanks, traveler. Getting flooded out by sap. Yeah. All that maple syrup just keeps me sugary. I should have grabbed more wood. This is still pretty hot. Chuckman. As far as it being a profit, the answer is it can be. Anything can be a good profit. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I'm going to do a video talking about the logistics of maple syrup making profits, stuff like that, for, you know, other people who are thinking about, you know, trying to make their farm or their homestead work for them. And certainly you don't even have to own your own forest of maple trees to do this. You can offer to rent out someone else's woods and share the profit with them. And I'll go over that in another video. But yeah, it can be profitable. This will probably be the first year that we stand to make an actual decent profit off from it. Last year we did, but yes, please click the thumbs up. It definitely helps. Ah, where'd my board go? Here he goes. Ready? Set. Steams away. one's really steaming pretty good. Actually, it makes for a nice facial treatment too. Thanks, Ken. Ooh, sorry. Ah, Ted, you just got here too late. I was just getting ready to end. Okay, so I'm gonna call this quits for right now, but I will be back later today, probably in maybe 2 hours or so. And I will try and show you how the auto draw off system works, because that's kind of fun to watch. So, like I said, you've got at least another 2 or 3 hours to cook. So make sure your bell is turned on and that you are subscribed so that when I get a live video, that you'll be notified. And when in doubt, we can always check my channel back every hour just to see if I'm live streaming. So, I think I'm right between Kalamazoo and Traverse City. We're just north of Grand Rapids. So, thanks, Mike. Thanks, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And I will talk to you a little bit later. Take care.